police officials in Chicago are facing further investigations in yet another shooting of two unarmed black individuals. Now, this shooting involves a 55-year-old by the name of Bettie Jones, who cops have already admitted that they accidentally shot and killed, and also a 19-year-old named Quintonio Legrier. Now, both of them were shot and killed. Let me give you the details of what happened. Authorities confirmed a Chicago police officer accidentally shot Bettie Jones, 55, as she answered the door for police who had arrived after her neighbor Antonio Legrier, the father of the 19-year-old, reported a domestic disturbance. So what occurred, and we have few details at this point because, of course, the story just occurred and authorities aren't releasing very many details. But what we do know is that the father of Quintonio called police officials because his son, who has some mental disabilities, was carrying or holding an aluminum bat and was irate. So he wanted to call the police to come handle the situation. And then he called Bettie, their neighbor from downstairs, to open the door or answer the door once police officials arrived. Now, cops claim that once they arrived on the scene, Legrier, or Quintonio, was running down the stairs carrying the bat, charging at the cops. That's what they're alleging. And at that point, they opened fire. They shot Quintonio 7 times, including one time, I believe, in the buttocks, indicating that they shot him as he was running away. And then one shot hit Bettie in the chest and killed her. So now there's an investigation. Rahm Emanuel's been vacationing in Cuba, and he says that he's on his way back to the United States to deal with this. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll release the video, though, just either next year or the year after, so we can find out what really happened. Because in Chicago, they'd never bury video of a cop shooting, would they?
Never.
Yeah, and there's now a federal investigation into Chicago cops and whether they're using excessive force against minorities. That just got announced a couple of weeks ago, and here they go again. So you're telling me that you thought the 19-year-old was charging at you with a bat. So why'd you shoot the 55-year-old grandmother? I don't know, man. I saw black people in the middle of the night.
No, but what's incredible is, like, they're not even saying that they intentionally shot her. Now they're saying, oh, no, it was totally an accident. In fact, a family member that was there claims that the cop said, fuck, no, I thought he was lunging at me with a baseball bat, the officer allegedly yelled, according to Legrier. So it seemed like the cop on the scene was frazzled, was afraid of the 19-year-old carrying aluminum bat. Look, I remember when tasers used to be a big story with cops, right? Like, oh my God, these cops are using these tasers too much. It's dangerous. Sometimes people can get killed if they have heart conditions. Can we go back to those days when they would use their non-lethal weapons and that would be the first line of attack instead of immediately shooting a 19-year-old and then accidentally shooting a 55-year-old?
This is what we say all the time. And several people in this story said the same exact thing. The problem is they have an attitude of shoot first, ask questions later. Now, in this case, people are concerned that that's the attitude they have with minorities and black people in Chicago, specifically when it comes to Chicago cops. So there's an excellent case to be made for that. But it really is all over the country. We did the story about in Miami of a white guy who was a bank robber. He went into a barbershop and had a blade. He was nowhere near the cops. He was just talking to the cops. He wasn't lunging at the cops. I know because I saw the video and I showed you the video. He didn't even have a shirt on, so it's not like he was hiding any other weapons. Boom, 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 shoot him dead, right? There's a guy who was drinking and driving, got into an accident. Cop gets out of the car, cop shoots him. We told you he was paralyzed. Just found out a couple of days ago he's dead. So, and he was white. It's all over the country. They're taught. They're not bad people. They're taught that, hey, don't take any risk. Don't take any risk. Any weapon at all. You think you might get a little boo-boo and we might have to put a Band-Aid on it. Don't take that risk. Just shoot him in the head. Shoot him 7 times. In the case of Laquan McDonald in Chicago, shoot him 16 times. Shoot him 14 times when he's already on the ground and dead. In this case, shoot him in the back. Who cares? What difference does it make? You're above the law. You're a Chicago cop. But it's not just Chicago. It's all the cops. We now train them. Shoot first, ask questions later. That's why they shot Tamir Rice in 2 seconds flat. That's why they shot Crawford in a Walmart shop. Again, toy gun. That, I think, took 6 seconds. The Laquan McDonald, and 6 seconds. Are you getting a similar theme here? Shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, there was a 55-year-old grandmother. Who cares? Shoot her dead. Let's move on with our lives. I got to go get another call where I'm going to shoot more people dead. Now, you see why black people are now afraid to call the cops, even if they need them? So, yeah, it's not just black folks, but it does happen disproportionately, and it's not anecdotal. We've shown you the numbers before. It does happen disproportionately to minorities. So you say, hey, I'm worried for my safety. Then you call the cops, they come in and they shoot you.
Yeah.
Or they shoot your son. So now this kid, by the way, an electrical engineering student. Afterwards, you know how they love to blame the victims and say, oh, they once smoked pot. They got nothing on him, okay? Although I'm sure they'll dig. I'm sure the cops will dig to try to smear him after he's dead. Yes, he had those mental health issues that they were working on. Yes, that's why they were called in. But he was actually part of a black group in Northern Illinois University where he was an engineering student, where he was trying to do more in the community to make sure they change the image of African Americans. Because Bill O'Reilly, Fox News is always saying, oh, it's black culture, and if you just change your culture. He was one of the guys looking to change the perception of that culture, change the culture. He was one of the good guys. It turns out the cops didn't care what group you were in. They saw you with a bat and thought, oh, that bat could hit me. And that could cause some damage. It could. Maybe you could even break your arm. You could swing towards your head. It could be problematic. Let me not take any chances. I won't use my taser. I won't use my baton. There's a lot of us here. We won't try to tackle him. That would mean we could get a boo-boo. Let's just murder him. Let's just murder him and be done with it and move on to the next call.
I know, it's incredible. And this kid was not only obsessed with changing the perceptions of or toward African Americans, he was also obsessed with being a leader, right? Even though he had, I don't know exactly what his mental disabilities are, those haven't been disclosed yet, but despite that, he wanted to be a leader, he wanted to be an electrical engineer, and he led a charity effort to provide clean drinking water in Africa. So this was a great kid, a great student who had a bright future ahead of him, and he never got the opportunity to live that life.
I know what the idiot right-wingers are going to say. They're going to say, oh, he had a bat. He had it coming. How does it go? Oh, he could hit a cop in the head. You never know. No, but you see, the whole point of giving the cops badges and guns and tasers and clubs and all the different kind of weapons they have is so that they are more responsible. Now, when they were called in to help that family, so you're not supposed to go in guns blazing when you get called in to help someone. You're supposed to help them. You're supposed to step back and go, okay, how do I handle this situation where people don't get hurt? Because you're not worried about the kid. You're not worried about the dad who called it in. You're not worried about the grandmother. You're not worried about the neighbor. You're not worried about any of them. All you're worried about is me. I'm never going to, I was trained. I don't take any chances.
Yeah.
Instead, I'd rather execute someone on the spot than take any chance. Well, that's the opposite of courage. We're teaching them how to be cowards and kill while doing so. That's what we're teaching them. So let's please stop teaching them that. Let's change the training before more people get murdered.